Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite tools to use on diagnostics. Um, it's the Uscope. Uh, Pretty much it's a full-blown lab scope. Um, that's one channel. It's low cost, um, but you can use it any kind of scope accessories essentially that you can use with the bigger scope you can use with this. Whether or not you want to use WPS with it or not is up to the individual, but it can actually do that, um, because all a transducer does is it sends a voltage in to the scope, and the scope draws it on the screen. Uh, One thing some people may not know is, well, you probably know it comes with the little micro SD card. Um, the master kit at least does, and it comes with the adapter. Um, I'm going to put this SD card in here. This SD card has the presets stored in it, and it also has some more useful information besides the presets. Uh, the presets you can get up on the screen, um, on the Uscope, but some of the data that's useful on this you need to put into the computer. That's going to help you set up the, say, amp clamp, secondary ignition, primary ignition. Yes, you can measure all that with the U-scope. Like I said, this is my go-to scope. I do not break out the 4-channel unless I absolutely have to. In almost all cases, this is fine. A 4-channel is useful for network diagnostics. Anything that you need more than one channel. Obviously, if you're doing want to do a relative compression with a sync, obviously this wouldn't do it, but you could do a relative compression, get a baseline. Obviously, if you see one uh, hump that's lower than another, then you could always break out the bigger scope, whether it's a 2-channel you have or 4-channel. Don't really matter if it's Snap-on, Autel, Pico, whatever scope you have. Get them out, use them, but they should not be your first go-to. Um, Obviously, there's steps in diagnostic processes, and hooking up a scope should not be number one um, on the list. There's other important steps like visual inspection, just listening to the vehicle with your ears, simple scan data. Some of that stuff will go a long way and ensure that you're not missing out. Okay, I'm going to stick this in the computer, get it up on the screen, kind of give you an idea of the data that's on here. Let me turn you guys around here so we can get you on the screen. I hope you guys can see this okay. I'm going to go to the folder here. We're going to go to the secure digital storage device. And then, as you can see, up on the screen is a list of different folders. These are all on this SD card already, from AES Wave. And I want to note that this is a great starter scope. If you're just getting into scoping, this should be top of the list to get this scope. You will never outgrow this scope. Uh, and by that, I mean this scope will always be useful throughout your career. You can replace your multimeter with this scope. I haven't used my multimeter in many years. I've always used scope, and particularly the Uscope for measuring voltages. Now, these three first folders, I believe this configuration folder is if you set up your scope and save your settings. They're all empty on mine anyway. And then you got this user folder. This is where any of your saved waveforms will be. Um, and I have a few saved waveforms on here, just random. Random stuff on there. Um, you can clear them out, do whatever you want with them. But these here are the presets, and there's some information in here. If you go through these PDF folders, we'll just pick this injector signal. Now, you click on that. As long as you have a PDF reader on your computer, it'll pull up a screen like this, and it pretty much gives you the directions on setting this Uscope up to use this. This is the injector voltage switch to ground, so you will be using the attenuator, which it describes in here. To fully display injector signals to reach over 80 volts, the AS primary ignition probe can be used as a 10-to-1 probe, effectively turning the 10-volt division max to 100 volts. The master kit comes with that. It comes with the attenuator. Which is awesome. I mean, that kit's like $400. It's well worth the money for the master kit. It comes with the amp clamp, secondary ignition paddle, a bunch of stuff. And then you can also click on these links. There's a link to tech feed support. It'll ask you if you want to go to it, essentially, allow permission, and bam, takes you right to the group. And we see Mr. Jim Morton right on the front page. He is a big user of the Uscope. He's always carrying it on him, as you can see in this picture, which is awesome. Like I said, I use mine daily. I'm not kidding when I say I use it daily. I do not use a multimeter. Essentially, anything I want to measure, I can measure with the Uscope. Like I said, if I find where I need more than one channel, then obviously the Pico scope would come out. That's my choice in scope. There's a couple great companies out there that sell a Pico scope. As you see, you'll see them both on Facebook. Auto Nerds is actually giving a Pico scope away, so be sure to get signed up for that. It'd be a great tool to win. And actually, I wouldn't mind winning the Pico scope myself. But get signed up. It's easy. It's free. And then you also have AES Wave, great company there. And you see them all the time at training events. They always have a booth set up selling great products that technicians use daily. I mean, I will open up this kit here. This is a kit. I've had this for quite some time. I actually need to get 2 more of these, mainly because I want one for training purposes. Now, this stays in my work truck. So I keep this charged up, ready to go on the work truck, but I want one in my personal vehicle, just in case. And I also want to get one to do some training with. But this is my kit. I've added some stuff into it, like a test light, charge adapter. That way I can plug it into my inverter, keep it charged up. Like I said, it comes with the secondary paddle. They all, if they're going to work, they're all going to work. There's not necessarily one better than another. Some of these coils are heavily shielded, so it's sometimes you got to really turn that voltage all the way down, and you may be able to get a pattern. Sometimes they're just too well shielded and it's not going to happen. So I do have a little bit of nail polish in there, because I do have a pierce tool in here. These are awesome. I need to get a bunch more of these. They're my favorite. They leave such a tiny little hole. A little bit of nail polish seals it right up. No big deal. But I need to get about, I'd say about 6 more of these. I would like. I use them all the time. So, like I said, the master kit comes with the attenuator. It'll be red. It's 10-to-1. You just make your adjustments on the screen. We can turn this on because I just charged it up. That's why it's inside the house. Normally it's always outside in the weather. It hasn't hurt it one bit. And actually, if you see this screen, I actually still have the plastic on the screen. I just left it on there to kind of keep it from getting scratched up, just because I love this thing so much. And it does come with the the rubber surrounding. You don't have to use this. You can have it like that if you want. And it says Uscope on the back, but I always keep it in the rubber just to protect it. If I drop it, whatever, it's going to kind of absorb some of the shock, I hope. I try not to drop it anyway, but stuff happens. Turn it on. You can see it loads up very fast. It is a true run and gun scope. I can't say enough good things about this thing. I just love it so much. As you can see, I have my ground set down at the bottom of the screen. You can actually raise that if you wish, or like me, put it down, because I believe when you first get it, it's in the center. I like it towards the ground, towards the bottom. You can do that right through the menu. I need to turn this around so I can see it. All the way at the end, the M, that's your menu. You can also double click the OK button, I believe, on this. Let's see, let's go over here. We'll go over onto the 2 volts there. You can see I'm not on the menu no more. Yeah, you can just hit the OK and it'll open up the menu. Anyway, the second one down, hopefully you guys can see that okay. That actually says ground voltage position. That's where you adjust your ground. You highlight it, and then you just use these buttons here. Use these buttons here, and as you can see, it's moving. Like I said, I like mine towards the bottom. I usually pick the first division. That way I can see particularly if, say, I'm using an amp clamp or something, I can see if it's going down. If it's going down, the clamp's got to be turned around, or I need to invert it. Either or, which you can do, you can invert with this scope. And then, which actually is right below that ground position, is invert. And then your probe calibration, that's going to be your 10-to-1, 20-to-1, all that. As you can see, as I, sorry, I don't have a camera person, so as you can see, that's for the amp clamp. That's the 100 millivolts to 1 amp setting. And then you can 10-to-1, that's for the attenuator. 1-to-1, 10-to-1, and back. So them are your settings. There's so much more. You got your horizontal, you got your trigger, you got a trigger window. You can set a window on this. Like I said, a great scope. And you can, at the top, there's buttons here, so you can click it and save your image, and you can hold the image on the screen. It doesn't have a buffer, so whatever you capture on here, you can't go back and view unless you save the image with the buttons on top. And then you can obviously open it up in your laptop. And there's actually some demo waveforms on here. Then you can go back on here and say, that looks okay, or I need to investigate that further. Most of the time you're going to see it live anyway, which isn't a big deal, and easy to do. So I hope you liked the video. If you're interested in one of these scopes, check out AES Wave. Other technicians love these things, so they may be on back order. Great Christmas idea for anyone looking to buy their loved one a tool. Maybe their significant other and are looking to buy a technician a tool for Christmas. Great little tool. They will absolutely love it. So many uses, from testing the ABS sensors. I mean, if you do want to do communication testing, you can do it. You just got to do one channel at a time. Use your cursors, look at your levels, whatever, and go from there. Obviously, if you see a problem, it's going to be obvious, and then you can break out a bigger lab scope if you so choose, or most of the time it'll give you an idea of what you're looking at. Obviously, if your can line is straight down at ground, got a shorted line to ground can line, whatever you're testing. Again, I don't use a multimeter no more. I use that. And I forgot to show you that, but it does have a scale, min-max scale on this. Battery testing, real quick and easy. Much easier than breaking out a 4-channel scope for sure. For quick, simple crank of the key, see what your battery's doing, give you a good idea of the state of health of that battery. I've diagnosed AC ripple on alternators with it. It comes with an AC filter adapter that you must use with it. Let me see if I can find that. Yep, that's the yellow one. You'll plug this into the end of the lead and then the clip on top of this. Um, so great tool. Check them out. Check out AES Wave. Check out Auto Nerds. Like I said, Auto Nerds is currently giving the scope away. So sign up for the forum. AES Wave, they're constantly having deals. They sell a lot of stuff. I mean, if you're looking for a J-Box, looking for a scan tool, looking for calibration equipment, looking for custom leads, which, thinking about that, I would advise to get a custom lead made for this. I'm about to contact them about getting a custom lead made. This is the only, it's not really a downfall of the scope. It's the only thing that can become a little bit of a pain on this scope is where this ground connects. This ground connects right next to the breakout of the lead. And I wish, there's times, I don't know if you can see how long that is. Sometimes that is not long enough to connect. So I am going to see if they can't make a custom lead for this. And I'm sure they can. I mean, they make everything. Their custom Pico leads are sweet. They are making some for the 8-channel Pico scope. They're going to be color matched. And if I had an 8-channel Pico scope, oh boy, I would be very, 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 very happy. That thing is a beast. You'll see Scott Manna. He uses the 8-channel. I must say, when I attend his classes, I'm a bit more than jealous. That thing, 8 channels. You never have enough scope channels, let me tell you that. And I love Pico. Pico's my personal favorite. I've never used the Autel scope, but from other people I've seen, that scope is a decent scope. I've seen people use the Handtech scope. I've used, obviously, the Uscope. I started out with the snap-on scopes. They get the job done. I'm not prejudiced against any scopes. Whatever scope you have, use it to its potential. Everyone has its downfalls, to be honest. Pico has the least amount of downfalls. I have not had the opportunity to use the ATS scope. If somebody wants to send me one, I certainly would test it out. It's a nice looking scope. Brandon Steckler uses it. I mean, I just don't have one, so, and never have. They're kind of out of the price range for me, but whatever scope you have, use it. Definitely consider getting one of these from AES Wave if you don't already have one. It's a fantastic freaking scope. And like I said, I'm going to see if I can't get a custom lead made for that. Like I said, they make custom leads for everything. So if you need custom leads, hit up AES Wave. They'll take care of you. George and Carlos are awesome people. Like I said, they have all of your needs. And it's easy to order right online, quick and fast. You can call them anytime pretty much, and they'll answer your questions. Good people. And like I said, check out Auto Nerds. They sell they primarily deal with just the Pico scope. Uscope accessories like pressure transducer. You can buy through them. AES also sells the Uscope, obviously, and the transducer. So NVH kits, whatever you need. Two good companies. Um, but AES, man, they have accessories that you don't even know you need yet. So, but like I said, and them when I gotta make sure I take this card out and put in my scope. As you can see, I put my scope back in here without putting the SD card in there. Don't forget it in your laptop. There we go. Like I said, it comes with the SD card. It's 2 gigabyte. I don't know if the basic kit comes with one. If not, they're cheap. Buy one. But they come with the adapters. Master kit is nice. Comes with the amp clamp already. All your adapters. Oh, let me show you. Actually thinking about adapters. That way, if you already have accessories, whether they're banana or BNC, this comes with the master kit only. They have the BNC to the small, and they also have the banana jacks. So whether you're using a banana ended amp clamp or it's BNC, you can use either on the scope. So that's awesome. And the probes do come with extra little needles to put in there. I have broken a couple of them. It happens. They get bent. They flex too much. They end up breaking. I try to always keep my cord in the case so I can charge it. The battery lasts for a long time. I mean, I can use it pretty much all week long and not have to charge it. Like I said, I'm not keeping it. Most of my testing consists of, quick checks. As I primarily deal with new cars. I mean, cars that most of you guys aren't even seeing yet. Even some cars that the dealers aren't even seeing yet. Mainly because people crash them with like 6 miles on them. Yeah, it happens. It makes it fun to find information on these cars, but that's why that scope's useful. Quick checks. Most of the time, it's pretty simple fixes. Sometimes it's more complicated. As they revise parts. Parts don't work in certain cars. So stuff like that happens. So be aware. And happy scoping. Thank you again for watching my channel. I'm going to try to get some good content on here. Working on a few things, a few projects to show you guys. I'm going to use a couple newer vehicles that I personally own to demonstrate some testing techniques. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I do enjoy making these videos. Just sometimes time to do it is tough, but I hope you really guys I hope you guys really do like this video. Like I said, Uscope is a great scope. What more can I say? They're a great company. Pretty much anything you need automotive wise you can get through there, and all their stuff's going to be legit. I mean, it's not going to be where you buy on Amazon and hope it's not Chinese or hope it works when you receive it. Amazon's usually pretty decent about returns, but there are some companies out there that sell, for example, the Altel Elite for hundreds less than anybody else, and you're like, wow, that's a great deal, let me buy that. Well, you get it and find out you can't even use it in this country, or it don't work. It happens, and how you going to get your money back? You won't. So why not spend your money with US based companies like AES Wave, Auto Nerds, wherever you're going to shop through. There's Nick, and there's uh his name slips my mind right now, but he also sells Altel tools. You got quite a few people that sell Altel tools or whatever you need out there. So check them out, support them. Um, all in the end, it helps us all. So keep the money in the United States or whatever country you're in. Support your local economy. And thank you for watching.